logged on. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give you my presentation from WealthCon. I spoke at WealthCon, which is an event in Vegas. I spoke early in July, mid-July, and I spoke for 1,000 people that paid money to be there about how anyone can raise money to create financial freedom through real estate. So 2024, WealthCon 2024, that's what I spoke at. If you're watching, just type the word fund in the chat box and you will get an additional training. So I'm going to move quickly, but what I'm going to do right now is give you my WealthCon presentation that I gave in front of 1,000 people that paid money to be there on how to raise money. So if you appreciate that, double tap the screen, share this live with anybody you know that is interested in raising money to invest in real estate. So I've stalled enough. Let's get this presentation going. I'm just going to go through the presentation just like I was on stage in front of those 1,000 people, which was kind of scary, but not too bad. All right. Let's talk about raising money. That's the purpose of this live. Share it, double tap it, type the word fund in the chat box. Let's get rolling. So how many of you out there, kidding, I mean you're right here, how many of you have ever done a real estate deal? Type 1 in the chat box if you've done a real estate deal. So it's a little bit different, audience not here, but let's go with it. Let's interact, let's have fun. Life's supposed to be fun. Let's build wealth together. Type 1 in the chat box if you've ever bought a real estate investment property. I had people raise their hand at WealthCon, all right? Type 2 in the chat box if you have never done a real estate deal. So there's going to be some ones, and there's different apps up and things are delayed. So 2. So don't worry. Thank you for being here for typing 1 and typing 2. Everybody that has done a deal started by never doing a deal. So don't worry. You're in a good spot. So no need to worry too much there. Now, let's get you to some harder questions that you're not going to like as much. How many of you, and I want your help, I want your interaction, I'm giving away a ton for free. If you're just joining, I'm doing my WealthCon presentation. I gave it WealthCon, a few weeks ago. I gave this presentation at WealthCon in Vegas in front of 1,000 people. I'm giving it to you for free. So hang out with me. This is an actual presentation. If you're at work, I understand that, or if it's depending on where you're watching, this could be the evening. Just stick with me for 20 minutes. You're going to learn a lot. All right. So anyways. So those are the easy questions. You've done a deal, you typed 1. You've never done a deal, you typed 2. Now this question I want you to answer in your head, and this one sucks. So I'm sorry. I'll bring it positive here in a minute. But how many of you have passed on a deal because you didn't have the funding? How many of you have been sent a deal from a wholesaler, or how many of you have driven by a house that's distressed that you knew you could have made a killing on, but you didn't have the funding to do it? How many of you have passed on a deal because you didn't have funding? Say me in the chat box if you've passed on a deal because you didn't have funding. Say me. Goodness gracious, Instagram. All right, say me if you passed on a deal, okay? Now, the worst question, then we're moving on, is how much money could you have made if you had the funding lined up? So I'm not trying to hide it. You get what I'm getting at here. How much money could you have made if you had the funding lined up? So the fact that you don't have the knowledge to get the funding is costing you how much money? $10,000? $50,000? $100,000? There's a large number out there. There is a lot of money out there to be had, and you're not getting it because you don't have the funding lined up. So let's solve that problem now. Quick agenda. I'm going to tell you quickly about myself, why raise money, give you some easy funding options, give you the Holy Grail of funding options, give you a 4-pillar pitch. So there's my amazing family. They're why I do what I do. I just want to let you know, if you don't follow me regularly or see my stuff, I'm as normal as it gets. I'm crazy normal, crazy boring, nothing exciting about me at all. I'm very, very normal and boring. That should be encouraging to you because I grew up in a normal household, engineer dad, mom teacher, went to college. I was on the normal path, and I'm going to show you here in a minute what I've done that's not normal. I wanted more out of my life. I wanted more for my family. I got 1 pair of tennis shoes a year before school started. Some people got none, so I was better than some. But I didn't like towards the end of the school year when my white Nikes that I bought for $40 were scuffed and dirty, and we couldn't get new tennis shoes, or wouldn't. So I wanted to provide a better life. I wanted to get my daughters more than 1 pair of shoes a year. So I wanted more for my family. And I decided that real estate was the answer. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, got indebted into real estate, and now I'm all in. Here are my companies quickly. Faster House in St. Louis. We buy 250, 300 houses a year. It's my biggest company as far as people go. We're inundated in real estate all day, every day. We get 300 leads a month. We buy 250, 300 houses a year, and we're active in the game, and I understand what works. Midwest Property Group, my rental portfolio. I got $50 million worth of real estate I've legitimately bought with none of my own money. You see, this is the difference. If you're just joining me, I'm giving you my presentation from WealthCon that I gave a couple, several weeks ago now, a few weeks ago now in WealthCon in Vegas. I'm giving it to you for free. I gave it in front of 1,000 people and people paid money to be a part of it. Type the word fund in the chat box and you'll get sent a free training from me. But anyways, the fact that I own $50 million in real estate legitimately coming from nothing, and the fact that I have a house buying company that buys 250 houses a year, unfortunately means that I'm different than a lot of people on social media. I just had a call with my team about all the ickiness in the social media space. You know how many people that I know, that you know, that pay for their followers? Get to that in a minute. You know how many people that I know, that you know, and I guess let's get over to that now. FasterFreedom, my education company, 3 million followers on social media, and I got 1,800 students now that own over $250 million worth of real estate. So I do this every day, unlike most gurus, and I've created a program for people to repeat it for free via social media, but people that want more and want to apply and get a part of a program, I have that. And what I was getting at before I kind of switched to that was, you know how many people that I know that you know that pay for their followers and that pay for their likes? You can see it. When somebody puts a post out and it gets 800 likes in the first 5 minutes, they're paying for their likes. They're paying for their followers. I put posts out sometimes that have 5 likes in 5 minutes. Some of them get 1,000 likes in 5 minutes. I let the algorithm speak and I don't pay for my followers. So, and you know how many people I know that are on the top of the podcast charts that pay to be there? Because the company that places them there contacted me and said, do you want to pay us money to have you get fake views that feed the chart so you show up on the top of the chart? No. They even did a trial without me knowing about it, and I told them to stop. So I don't pay for my followers. I don't pay for my views. Sometimes I get a lot of views. Sometimes I get no views. Sometimes people are like, holy crap, you're getting an insane amount of views. Sometimes people are like, you bought your followers because you're getting so few views. I just let the algorithms do their thing, and I am more active than most people. Most people that teach this have done 5 or 10 deals, and they think they're experts on it. We've done 1,200. All right, so why raise money? So money buys assets, and assets create wealth. If you're just joining me, I'm giving my presentation that I gave at WealthCon in front of 1,000 people that they had to pay to be there. You're getting it for free. So hang out with me for probably 10 or 15 more minutes. I'm going to fly through this and give you free stuff. This is from WealthCon. Make sure you follow me. If you're not, I have a few different apps up. Thank you for spending your afternoon or evening, depending on where you're watching with me. And type the word FUND in the chat box, and you will get sent a free training where I don't collect your phone number or your email address and dig even deeper. So anyways, I'll do that every couple minutes for the new listeners and watchers. So money buys assets, and assets create wealth and freedom. So if you don't have enough money, you're not going to create wealth and freedom unless you raise it. So that's why we do it. So I asked this at WealthCon, how many people come from money that are going to inherit tens of millions of dollars? Very few people raise their hands. So the fact that we don't come from money, but we know we need money, that's why we raise money. Does that make sense? Type 1 in the chat box if that makes sense. We know that assets create freedom. We know that assets require money. So if we don't come from money, we raise money. Does that make sense? I just want to hammer that home one last time. All right, so there are 2 main funding options that come with investing in real estate. Now, there's long-term funding and there's short-term funding. This training right now, I'm going to focus on short-term funding because long-term funding is insanely easy. If you have a good property with equity that cash flows, the long-term funding, the banks, they will trip over themselves trying to get your business. Long-term funding, easy. Good asset, good borrower, done. You're going to have people bidding for your work. Short-term, that's a little bit different. Short-term is needed. So let's go over the easiest short-term option is hard money lenders. Who knows what a hard money lender company is? Give me a thumbs up if you know what hard money is. Thumbs down if you do not. Thumbs up if you know what hard money is. Thumbs down if you do not. Thumbs up if you know what hard money is. Thumbs down if you do not. Again, I'm doing a training. This is the paid training, the paid presentation I gave at WealthCon. People paid a lot of money to be there. There was about 1,000 people in the room. I gave this presentation. I'm giving the exact presentation to you now for free. So sorry, Ryan, we're doing it. Hang on and let me know if you have any questions and interact with me. So I see some thumbs up from how far I am. I see some thumbs down. So hard money lenders are businesses that are in business to lend you money. They literally are a business with an owner funds that they lend money out to other real estate investors. So some pros of hard money lenders is they're a second set of eyes on your deal. Hard money lenders, they underwrite the deal and they will be a second set of eyes for you, which is extremely valuable. We have hard money lenders in the group, in my mentorship, that we give you. We talk about them a lot in the training. So again, type the word FUND, F-U-N-D, in the chat box. You'll get that free training. When I say it's free and ungated, I mean I don't collect your phone number or your email address. I don't know anybody else in the space that just gives you stuff without collecting your information. You get this training, this 20-minute training on raising money beyond this for free. And I don't collect any of your information. Of course, you can click a button and schedule a call with my team if you want professional help because you know that you haven't done it yet, so you're probably not going to do it without help. One of those type of people that are smart, that are future wealthy people, you can schedule a call with my team, but you don't have to. All right, so second set of eyes is huge. I had a private lender save me $100,000 for passing on a deal when I got started because I was wrong about some things. They underwrote it with me. They saved me $100,000. Second set of eyes, huge. Hard money lenders will do that. Hard money lenders are willing to work with newbies. They understand that newbies are essential to their business growth. And as I told you earlier, these are businesses with profit and margin statements, and they want to increase their income statement, so they know they have to work with newbies, so they will work with you. They handle the paperwork. That's a huge part of this. Paperwork can be kind of overwhelming. A hard money lender will handle all of that for you. So there's some huge pros of hard money lenders. If you're just joining, I'm talking about raising money to buy distressed assets. Let me know where you're from in the chat box. If you have not, I want interaction. I'm not asking for anything. I'm giving away free training. Type the word FUND in the chat box and you get a free ungated training. I guess the only thing I am selling you is my book. It's less than $10 on Amazon. Type the word book in the chat box and I'll send you the link, or just go to Amazon. All right, some cons of hard money lenders. They're expensive. They cost 12 to 18%, depending on the lender. You may say, no way. Well, if you don't have the money, would you rather make $0 or dollars? Would you rather get zero experience or experience? So what would you rather make? Answer it. Would you rather make $0 or would you rather make a profit? Would you rather make $0 or a profit? Would you rather get no experience or would you rather get experience? So if your only option is hard money lenders, use them and just build the money and the cost into the deal, and you won't make as much money as you could with cash, but guess what? You're here because you don't have the cash. All right, number two is hard money lenders do require some liquidity or down payment, especially at first. So just know that you're going to need some money some way, somehow, to get these deals going first. The third con of hard money lenders, you have to pay them monthly. So you have to have money set aside from yourself or somebody else to pay them monthly. And then finally, they do require credit and income checks, which banks do too, so it's not like a horrible thing. But the Holy Grail, I'm getting ready to tell you, doesn't. By the way, I'm going to give you a pitch that you can use to raise money. Like a pitch that I only give to my students. I just had a coaching call with them that I gave them this pitch. So you're going to get that pitch here for free. So hang around here in a minute. Pros and cons of hard money lenders. They will help you at the beginning stages. Now, this is the second option. This is the Holy Grail of raising money. And again, if you're just joining me, and I know if anybody's on here for more than 5 minutes, thank you for being here. Stay. I promise to deliver some bang at the end. That's what she said. But regardless, there's new people in constantly. There's not very many people watching, and then, there's 10% are staying, and all the other 90% are in and out. So anyways, type the word FUND in the chat box, and you will get sent a free training from me with no strings attached about how to raise money. All right. The Holy Grail of raising money is, does anybody know what the Holy Grail of short-term money is? Any guesses? Throw it in the chat box. Let me know where you're from. Let's get any guesses what the Holy Grail of raising money is. Some of it's not too complicated. Some of it is. What do we? Ooh. The Holy Grail is private money lenders, okay? Private money lenders are the Holy Grail of funding, of raising money to do whatever you want. So raise your hand if you know a private money lender, or type 1 in the chat box if you know a private money lender. Type 1 in the chat box if you know a private money lender. All right? Type 2 in the chat box if you don't know a private money lender. 1 if you know a private money lender, 2 if you don't. Well, if you typed in 2, you technically unintentionally lied to me, because everybody watching this presentation that lives in the United States of America knows a private money lender. You just don't know that you do. You think private money lenders are some rich dude with a jet and sports cars. You think private money lenders are some lady that inherited a ton of money and has an estate and a chateau in France and all these crazy cars. You think the private money lenders are the mafia. You just don't know what a private money lender is, so you don't know what you don't know. But private money lenders are not who you think they are. Private money lenders are normal, everyday people. Insurance agents are private money lenders. Engineers are private money lenders. Teachers are private money lenders. Police officers are private money lenders. Sales managers are private money lenders. These are your private money lenders. You need to chase these people, not the rich people that you think are private money lenders. These are the people you need to chase. And do you think that I just made up these occupations, or do you think maybe that these are the occupations of my private money lenders? When I was speaking at WealthCon on stage in Vegas, I said insurance agent. Somebody from St. Louis said, I talked to somebody from St. Louis after, which is where I'm from, and he said, my insurance agent is actually one of your private money lenders. I thought, exactly. Normal people are private money lenders. All right, so typical private money lenders is somebody in their 40s and 50s that makes $75,000 to $150,000 a year, that has kids in high school and college, that has lived in the same house for 15 to 20 years, and that has a 401k and IRA, and that is a conservative investor. This is why I said earlier, you know a private money lender and you're lying to me if you don't. Because private money lenders, you know somebody that meets this criteria. Now, why is this criteria important? They're in their 40s or 50s. They're seeing retirement in the future. They're seeing retirement in the near future for them to, they know that they're going to have to get their SHIT together if they want to retire in 10 or 15 years. They live on a budget. They make good money. They probably make more than that, maybe, maybe not, but they're not the ultra wealthy at that point. They have kids in high school and college, so they probably saved money for their kids' high school or for their kids' college. Maybe their kid decided not to go to college, or maybe their kid got a scholarship, so they have that type of money that they can access quickly. They live in the same house for the last 15 or 20 years, meaning they have a line of credit they could potentially access to get equity out of their house. You can borrow against your 401k up to 50% of it. You can self-direct your IRA. These are the types of people you need to go after. Conservative investor, they have a money market account, a CD. This is your typical private money lender, not somebody that's ultra rich, ultra wealthy. This is your typical private money lender, not these people. These are your typical private money lender, not these. These are not private money lenders. These are private money lenders because of this. All right? If you're just joining me, I'm giving you my presentation I gave at WealthCon in Vegas. People pay money to be there. I'm giving it to you for free, so make sure you're following me. I have a few different apps up, whatever platform. Thank you for joining me this afternoon or evening, depending on where you're watching from. And then type the word FUND in the chat box to get my free training sent directly to your inbox if you're on Instagram or Facebook. All right, let's go over the pros and cons now. Pros, flexible terms. Private money lenders are incredibly flexible in their terms. No credit check. They do not require a credit check. I've never met a private lender that does. If they do, they're not an actual private money lender. No down payment. They don't require down payment. They just don't. That's not a private money lender thing. And you pay them at the end, which is a huge, huge benefit. Balloon payment at the end. That's a huge benefit. And then 8 to 12% interest. You don't have to pay a ton of interest for them, much less than hard money. A ton of pros for private money. Some cons, paperwork's on you. That's really the only con I can think of. There's not really any. Private money lenders are freaking incredible. All right, here's the 4-pillar pitch. This is the pitch that you give to a private money lender to close them. So let's get some engagement up. Double tap the screen if you have not. Share this live with anybody you know that is interested in real estate investing. Right now I'm giving you the 4-pillar pitch. This is the pitch you can close a private money lender with, okay? I just had a call with my students. I gave them this. I also gave them scripts and things, but private money lender, here's your 4-pillar pitch to close them on a deal. Number 1, a personal guarantee. Personally guarantee them. A lot of your limiting belief is, I don't have any skin in the game, so nobody's going to lend me money. What if your entire skin was in the game and you gave them a personal guarantee on their return? That is a way to almost virtually guarantee they're going to give you the money. The second thing is having a promissory note. So you now have a note between you, your LLC, and them that lays out the terms that promises legally that you're going to pay them back. They don't get that with any of their other investments. I said they're conservative. Guess what? Their money market account, their stock market, all that stuff, 401k, IRA, it's not personally guaranteed, and there's no promissory note for it. The third part is add them as an additional insured. You add them on the insurance policy for free that allows them to have access to the insurance funds. Super, super important there. Deed of trust and lien. You give them, so to recap, you gave them a personal guarantee. You have filled out a promissory note with them, a legal document. You have added them as additional insured in case the house burns down, they have access to the funds. And number 4, you've allowed them to be partial owner as on the deed of trust or put a lien on the property to further ensure their return. Does this make sense? You're giving them every reason to give you the money. They don't get this investment with anything else they do. This is a huge, huge part of this. This gives them ownership and foreclosable rights. Type fund in the chat box if you have not. I don't even know if that shows up, does it? Type fund in the chat box if you have not to get my free training sent to you about this exact thing. So there's your 4-pillar pitch. There's your everything. That was a lot I went through. So I may even have this loop again so you can kind of get it back from the beginning. I think I can have this thing loop again. So make sure to stick around if you want to start back from the beginning. I'll have this loop twice. Thank you, and then email for the script. So that's what I did. So here is a QR code that I don't know if you can screenshot if you're on your phone, but this will allow you to get some free scripts that I gave away at free private lender scripts that I gave away at WealthCon. But regardless, type the word fund in the chat box to get sent my free training directly to your inbox, no strings attached. It's a training that will, you don't collect your phone number or email address, you get the training, and then you watch it, and then afterwards you can schedule a call with my team to learn more about my community. If you don't want to, that's fine, but if you realize that you are not financially free because you don't have the knowledge and implementation tools to do it, and you need a community to back you, that's the reason you would schedule a call. If you know that you want more out of life and you want help getting that, that's where you schedule a call with my team to learn more about my community.